Imagine waking up, getting ready for work, and instead of sitting in traffic for hours, you simply step into your flying car, rise above the gridlock, and glide smoothly to your destination. It sounds like something straight out of the Jetsons or Back to the Future, right? But here's the surprising part. Flying cars aren't just science fiction anymore. Several companies are already testing prototypes, governments are discussing regulations, and investors are pouring billions into this futuristic industry. The big question is, when will flying cars actually become mainstream? The idea of flying cars has fascinated humanity for over a century. Even in the 1920s, inventors were experimenting with cars that could sprout wings or rotors. Pop culture only fueled this fascination. Movies and TV shows often portrayed a future where highways in the sky were as common as roads today. For many people, the flying car became the ultimate symbol of progress. But why has it taken so long? If airplanes and helicopters already exist, why don't we all have our own flying car by now? The answer comes down to three big challenges: technology, safety, and cost. In the past, engines and materials were too heavy, inefficient, or unsafe. But in the last 2 decades, things have changed. Thanks to advances in electric propulsion, lightweight composites, and autonomous navigation systems, the flying car is no longer just a dream. Right now, there are 2 main approaches. The first are VTOL aircraft, vertical takeoff and landing vehicles. Think of them as giant drones big enough for humans. Companies like Joby Aviation, Lilium, and Archer are developing these. They don't need runways, they lift straight up, and they're powered by electricity. The second approach is hybrid road and air vehicles. These can drive on roads but also take flight when needed. Companies like Klein Vision and PAL-V are leading here. Both approaches are being tested in multiple countries. In 2021, Klein Vision's aircar even completed a 35-minute test flight between 2 cities in Slovakia. So the technology is catching up. But does that mean we'll see sky highways anytime soon? Not exactly. The most obvious concern is safety. Driving on the ground is already dangerous. Over 1 million people die each year in car accidents worldwide. Now imagine those accidents happening hundreds of feet in the air. Regulators are extremely cautious. For flying cars to be mainstream, they need fail-proof systems, backup propellers and batteries, AI-assisted autopilot, collision avoidance radar, and emergency glide options. The future of flying cars probably won't look like you driving one manually. Instead, they'll likely be autonomous air taxis you summon through an app. This way, computers, not humans, handle navigation and safety. Another barrier is cost. The first models will cost anywhere from $300,000 to over $1 million, far beyond what average people can afford. At first, flying cars will mostly serve as air taxis in cities or as luxury vehicles for the wealthy. But as technology improves and production scales up, costs will fall. Think about how smartphones or electric cars were once only for the rich but are now accessible to millions. The same could happen with flying cars, just not overnight. So, who's actually building these? Joby Aviation, backed by Toyota, is aiming for an air taxi service soon. Lilium in Germany is developing sleek electric jets. Archer Aviation in the US is working closely with United Airlines. Klein Vision is famous for their aircar, while PAL-V in the Netherlands is building a gyroplane car hybrid. Even big names like Hyundai and Airbus are deeply interested. Billions of dollars are on the line, which shows how serious this race has become. So when will they really be mainstream? Experts predict that we might see commercial flying taxi services in limited cities by the mid-2020s, within the next few years. These will likely be short routes, like airports to city centers, where time savings are huge. But for flying cars to truly become mainstream, affordable, widely available, and as common as regular cars, most analysts say it could take until the 2040s or even 2050s. It's not just about technology, it's about infrastructure, regulations, cost, and public trust. People need to feel safe stepping into a vehicle that leaves the ground. So while we won't all be flying to work next year, the first wave of flying cars is already on the horizon. They may begin as luxury air taxis, but with time, they could reshape the way humanity moves. The dream of leaving traffic behind and soaring through the skies might not be as far away as it once seemed. What do you think? Would you ride in a flying car the moment it becomes available, or would you wait until the technology is proven safe? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss future deep dives into the world of science and technology.